Okay, so somebody just asked me what happens if resource manager fails. Right, so the same thing, the way we handle name node failure, similar to that, we have a resource manager high availability. So what we will do, let's say instead of having one resource manager, we'll have active resource manager and we will have a standby resource manager. And it's the same. So, and that state will be stored again in some distributed which is known as zookeeper. Okay, so there will be an elector, whoever comes first will become the masked active, another one will become standby. If active is down, then automatically standby will become the active, and all the work will be always done by the active, like any interaction with the clients, everything will go through the active, and standby will not handle any traffic. It will be just on a standby mode. Even though you try to connect with this, it will say I'm on standby, I cannot do anything. So only the active one will be doing all the work. Okay, so that's how with the high availability of resource manager we ensure there is no downtime or there is no single point of failure. Okay, we have a question. Is HBase kind of a GUI to get connect access data in HDFS? No, Raghav, it's not a GUI. HBase is a NoSQL database, right? So it's not something which is used to access the data from the HDFS. It has a different purpose altogether. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone? So, can anybody just explain me what is this entire yarn and how does this all the components talk to each other? Anybody? Whoever understood the yarn architecture, can somebody brief me about it quickly? So, who is starting?
Hi, Dheeraj.
Yeah, what's your name?
Abhishek.
Abhishek. Okay, yeah. Just start with like what do you understand with yarn and how it works?
Okay, basically, YARN is used for processing in the whole Hadoop ecosystem. It is like processing, and YARN consists of the components like resource manager and node manager. And resource manager has the two components like container and schedulers and application manager. Schedulers are used for scheduling uh, the resource manager receives the job from the client and it submits to the node manager.
Hmm.
Resource manager contains schedulers and application manager.
Hmm.
Application manager is the one which allocates all the resources to the application master. Application master resides in the node manager. Node manager contains again container and application master.
Hmm.
And this application master is the place where actual processing of the job happens.
Mm-hmm.
And the container is the one which provides a executing environment or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So whatever the resources are required, the application master takes the help from the application manager to get the required resources.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. So yeah, that's what it is. Anyone else wants to give it a try? Somebody else apart from Abhishek? Can somebody else tell me what is the role of an application master? Not the yarn, but just tell me what is the role of an application master?
it is responsible means job scheduling and monitoring the is.
Mhm. Yeah, that's correct. So let's say if I submit 1000 jobs, okay, so how many application master will be running in my cluster? Anyone? So what I'm doing is I'm submitting 1000 jobs, okay? So tell me the number of application master. How many application masters will be?
amount of not will be created.
Hmm?
Same amount of application matter. How many number of jobs we creating? Same number of.
So are you saying there will be 1000 application masters?
That's why that's generally each one can handle their own resources.
Okay. So what happens like if let's say you keep on starting this 1000 and another, let's say today you started 1000 jobs, tomorrow again you start 1000 jobs. What will happen to all those application master which are starting? Will it be running or it will die or it will stop? What will happen?
As soon as the job is completed, ideally the report will be released and it will go back to the. I mean, beyond.
Yeah. So as soon as a job is completed, that application master will die. Okay, it will its job is done and it will automatically die. So it's not going to live forever. So that's why application masters are kind of a short-lived process. And the lifespan of application master is only till that time the job is running. Once job is successfully completed, it's going to die. Or even if it fails due to whatever error, then also it will die. So every time you start a job, you will get application master, and the life of application master only limited to the duration of the job. Okay.
Is it captured anywhere like that job is completed or something like that for future tracking purpose?
Yes. So everything is tracked. So all the jobs which I started and let me show you. I can show you something. Now, if you go to this, there is something known as a job browser. Okay. This job browser is responsible to tell you what are the jobs started. So now it's not showing me anything, but I will start something and something will come up over here. So let's do something. Okay. Let's let's run some let's run some query. Okay. Let me go to Hive and run some simple query. So what I will do, I will go to query editor. I will go to Hive. Okay. Let's say I'm running some simple select count. Select count from omniture, whatever. Okay. Now there is a resource manager user interface where we need to go. So this is the IP address of my this one, right? So 8888 is a port number for you, and if I go to 8088, this one is for the resource manager. Okay, so let's see what we have in this. Now if you look over here, we have, what I did is I started this select count from some table name, right? Internally it is starting a map reduce job. Okay, in which queue? It is starting it in the Cloudera queue, which is part of the root. Okay, which user submitted? The Cloudera user submitted this application type, which is a map reduce. It started at this time. Okay, finish time, maybe it is still running, and then the state is accepted. Final state is undefined because it is still running. Okay, let's have a look. So it is still running, right? So that's why I don't have any state over here. It's undefined. And if you look over here, running container, it is running on one container. Okay, allocated CPU, it's on 1, allocated memory is 2 GB, and this is the process. If I refresh this page, you see the process has increased a little bit, like 5% progress is done. Okay, allocated memory is, now it has increased a little bit, and running container is 2. Now one more container is started because it got to know like it needs more resources. Automatically it started one more container. If I refresh it a little bit, you see the progress has come, it's 5% only, it's still running. Now after some time it will slowly, it will go up higher, and there is a tracking URL for application master also. Let me go to this. Okay, so this is the application master tracking URL, right? So this is a resource manager URL. Resource manager is saying if you want some more details about this, you can go to the application master URL. In the application master URL, this is a job ID. Okay, what is state is running, how many maps are there? Total one map is completed. Reduce progress, total reducer 1 but 0 reducer completed. It means mapping is done and it is waiting for the reducer to complete. Okay, if you want some more detail, I can go into this. Now I need to add this one to my host name, otherwise I have to always keep adding this IP address, because I need to add that, otherwise it will give this type of issue. But anyways, so let's go and check this one. Right, so if you see this, it gives me a detailed information about this particular job. Okay, it's in 2 minutes 6 seconds elapsed, and average map time it took this much of time. You can get even more detail. If you click on the map, it will tell you on which node it was running, what was the status of the map, what is status of the reduce. So a complete picture of all the process what is happening we can see from all these user interfaces. Okay, now if you look over here, the progress is saying 100%. It's saying state is finished, final status is succeeded. Now if I go back over here, it's giving me the count, right? Okay, any questions from any questions so far? So some ports which are very important is for the resource manager, it is 8088. Okay, I want to show you one more important port which is for the name node. Okay, if you go to 50070, this is a port number for the name node. So it gives you a detailed information about the status of the name node, right? So it says what is the summary, so what time it started and all that, and then it says what is the configured capacity. So DFS means a distributed file system. Okay, DFS is short form for distributed file system. So it's saying total 1.31 GB is used, which is 2%, right? Total capacity is 54 GB, out of which 2% is used. Then DFS means all the local disk, right, which is not part of the HDFS. So the total usage in it is 7 GB. Remaining HDFS is this much. How much of the block pool is used and all of that. How many live nodes are there? Right. So over here we just have a one node. Dead nodes. So sometimes what happens if let's say there are 100 nodes in the cluster, and out of them 2 of them are not at all responding. Okay, so whenever name node finds out that some of the nodes are not responding, it's going to mark them as the faulty nodes, okay, or something which is a dead node. So once something is marked as the dead, it means none of the requests will go to that particular node. It will not be made to store any data, right? It's something like considered as the dead. So whenever an administrator go to this URL and it click over on the dead nodes, right, he will come to know what are the nodes which are not at all responding, and then he can go and fix them, right? So this report gives you the entire status of the HDFS. And if you look, today we discuss about the checkpoint time, right? So the last checkpoint which happened was at this time there was a last checkpoint happened. Okay, and then it gives some more detail like storage directory. So this is the location where it has put the image and the edits file. This is the same file that we discussed. There are two files, right? FS image and the edits log. So these two files are put in this location. And if you want to see, I can show you that as well. So let me show you this. Okay, now if I go into this, there is a folder with the name of current. Okay, in the current there is all of this edits log, and there is a fs image file. So all of these are the edits log, and this is the fs image file. And this there is md5 also for the fs image file, right? So to ensure it is not corrupted and all. So that's how it stores all the data. Okay, fs image edits in progress, right? So that's how it finally stores all of this information.